Shabbat Shalom, mighty friends upon the earth. Ye kings and priests, men of honor and truth, that have yet to receive their crown of life everlasting. Yea, we come with the mystery of heaven on the Sabbath day, that you can connect with mighty Father this day and know the word of everlasting is true, that your faith in the word could be strengthened, that you could walk mighty in heaven upon the earth. Ye mighty one of Israel, receive all our love upon your heart. Yea, that your basket would be full and the fish would be plenty in the net this day. And the joy in the heart of mighty Yahovah would rain down rewards on the Sabbath day and touch the hearts and minds of the little children entering into the kingdom of heaven this day. Yeah, you've heard me say these words before, but they are so important. I need to tell them to you again before we get started in the Word. I am young in my old age, and I've seen many things upon the earth, as many of you have, and many of us often never understand these mysterious ways before us. And the world programs our mind to deny these things, and so we live our whole lives in Mystery Babylon, like sap from a pine. For some, and others use that fat pine and burn forest down. Even Forrest Gump. And all the places I've been and all the things I've seen, there's only one thing that I've ever seen that's more powerful than anything else I have ever seen in this life. And I want to make sure each of you understand what my experience has been. That a mother's love for her son is the most powerful thing seen upon the earth. That mother pours her love into that little vessel his whole life. That he would have love for his woman, in some measure that she had for him. But I tell you now, when you find the kingdom of heaven and the temple and the everlasting glory of mighty Yahovah hidden deep inside, then you'll know the greatest of all power upon all the conscious and unconscious, known and unknown universes of the mind. And that is a father's love for his son. Not often seen upon the earth. Glimmers of radiance seen across the living water, across the fertile plains. So I hope that you all this day are recharged from your Father, ye our Father, and your mothers, yea, each and every one. And those that gave more than the rest, let their double portion of oil come upon them in the valley, yea, in this day. From this moment at the gate before the mountain that eyes the earth, let the radiance of the Sabbath day and the rest upon the hearts of men go out 40 miles round about, 40 miles above and 40 miles below, a sphere, a world, a heaven from inside men. Yea, Father, strengthen us that we can have heaven in this sphere around us at all times, that your glory would fall upon all the firstborn, ye beasts, birds, fish of the sea, and men and women, ye the little children of the earth. So let us always honor our widows, and do not sharply rebuke an older man, but rather appeal to him as a father, to the younger men as brothers, the older women as mothers, and the younger women as sisters, in all purity. Yea, dare I say, let us put some liberty and justice with our prudence in our heart. Thank you. Oh, like a little black and white cat sitting up on top of the rail, purring like a kitten. Honor widows who are widows indeed. But if any widow has children or grandchildren, they must first learn to practice piety in regard to their own family, and to make some return to their parents. For this is acceptable in the sight of Mashiach. Now she who is a widow indeed, and who has been left alone, has fixed her hope on Mashiach, and continues in entreaties and prayers night and day. Such loving hearts that pour the oil upon the earth. But she who gives herself to wanton pleasure is dead even while she lives. Prescribe these things as well, so that they may be above reproach. But if anyone does not provide for his own, and especially for those of his household, he has denied the faith and is worse than an unbeliever. A widow is to put on the list only if she is not less than 60 years old, the wife of one man, having a reputation for good works, if she has brought up children, if she has shown hospitality to strangers, if she has washed the saints' feet, if she has assisted those in distress, if she has devoted herself to every good work, but refuse younger widows. For when they feel sensual desires in disregard of mighty Yahovah's Son upon the earth, Yahshua, the Anointed One, they want to get married, incurring condemnation because they have set aside their previous pledge. At the same time, they also learn idle as they go around from house to house, and not merely idle, but also gossips and busybodies, talking about things not proper. Do you hear? Therefore, I want younger to get married, bear children, keep house, give the enemy no occasion for reproach. For some have already turned aside to follow Satan himself. If any woman, yea, any woman who is a believer has widows, she must assist them, and the ecclesia must not be burdened, so that it may assist those who are widows indeed. Now, concerning the elders, they know who they are. The elders who rule well are to be considered worthy of double honor, especially those who work hard at preaching and teaching. For the scripture says, "You shall not muzzle the ox while he is threshing," and the laborer is worthy of his wages. Do not receive an accusation against an elder except on the basis of 2 or 3 witnesses. Those who continue in sin rebuke in the presence of all, so that the rest also will be fearful. We solemnly charge you in the presence of mighty Yahovah and in the anointing of his Son Yahshua and chosen angels to maintain these without bias, doing nothing in partiality. Do not lay hands upon anyone too hastily, and thereby share for the sins of others. Keep yourself free from sin. No longer drink water, but use a little wine for the sake of your stomach and your frequent ailments. The sins of some men are quite evident, going before them to judgment. For others, though, theirs follow after them. Likewise also, deeds that are good are quite evident, and those which are otherwise cannot be concealed. Here are instructions to those who minister upon the earth in righteousness and truth. Yea, listen to Dr. John. Let's be groovy just for a moment as we walk along the way. So who are the ministers upon the earth? What evil has crept inside? Ye mystery Babylon that rejoices in darkness, whose corrupts the minds of the little children with this cathode tube, now a digital weapon beyond anything you could ever imagine. All who are under the yoke as slaves are to regard their own masters as worthy of all honor. That the name and the word of Mashiach would not be spoken against. Those who have believers as their masters must not be disrespectful to them because they are brethren, but must serve them all the more because those who partake of the benefit are believers and beloved. Teach and preach these things. If anyone advocates a different doctrine and does not agree with sound words, those of our mighty Father's Son, yea, our King upon the earth, Yahshua, the Anointed One, yea, may his blood flow through each of us. And with the doctrine conforming to godliness, he is conceited and understands nothing, but he has a morbid interest in controversial questions and disputes about words, out of which arise envy, strife, abusive language, evil suspicions, and constant friction between men of deprived mind and deprived of the truth, who suppose that godliness is a means of gain. But godliness, you see, for those with eyes that see, is a means of great gain when accompanied by contentment and rest and peace and the will of everlasting glory in our hearts and minds. For we have brought nothing into the world, you see, so we cannot take anything out of it either. If we have food and we have covering, with these we shall be content. But those who want to get rich fall into temptation and a snare, and many foolish and harmful desires which plunge men into ruin and destruction. For the love of money is a root of all sorts of evil, and some by longing for it have wandered away from the faith and pierced themselves with many griefs, some only now realizing the evermore upon their hearts and minds. But flee from these things, you man of God, and pursue righteousness, godliness, faith, love, perseverance, and gentleness. Fight the good fight of faith. Take hold of the eternal life to which you, some of you, don't even know that you are called. Yea, many others in this moment will now finally believe that they were chosen. And all the things in their whole life, yea, they never understood. No, in this moment, mighty friends, as we go through the word of everlasting, yea, and we drink distilled water, I'm telling you, the distilled water, the little drops of rain, yea, and you take those in your hand and you bless them with the name of everlasting, and you drink that water, and you drink nothing else upon the earth but that water that you set forth to drop upon the earth, and that you drink, and that you see that the mighty Yahovah and his everlasting glory, his son's blood in your heart, in your veins of gold, in heaven inside, yea, in the tabernacle of the mind, prepared for mighty Yahovah to come and sit, yea, that the Son of glory could be at his right hand side, Yea, the mystery of heaven revealed to all those on the Sabbath day who have divine nature inside. Yea, mighty Father, give it to all the willing vessels that, yea, those with your seed, that the promise would be fulfilled upon the seed. Yea, and that when each of those that come that wish to be grafted into the tree of everlasting, yea, that the workman there can graft all the willing vessels, yea, that the widow's oil had poured into them, yea, that they can find their place upon the tree of everlasting, yea, the tree of life, and forgiveness of all things known and unknown from the tree of knowledge. Let it be forgiven. It's only with forgiveness that the mystery of heaven is unlocked within sight. In order for you to be forgiven, that the door can open wide, you have to forgive all those who have wronged you and your family, knowingly and unknowingly, for your whole life. And then each day, live it everlasting with the Father, forgiving all those who are blind upon the earth, yea, even those that lust for your own blood because they don't know the true everlasting Father. But they control the hearts and minds of men and have them believing that they do, while they take their money and they laugh and drink blood in the darkness of their unrighteous indignation. May all the saints' cups be made full of living water, yea, for the merciful upon the earth, and for all the unmerciful, let their cup of indignation be filled with what has been put in their hearts to pour into it, yea, and others to pour out of it. But those who want to get rich, yea, those that lust for worldly desires, yea, those that walk around zombies, blind to what they are to become, as they walk around having bitten the apple, yea, androids, and they don't even know it, prepared in their carnal minds to receive a corruption upon their hearts and minds that is unforgivable, defiling their temples, that the glory of God cannot rest upon the mountain there. Yea, let your sword be double-edged, yea, straight and true. Let its tip be strong and pierce your heart, your own heart each day, that the beast that creeps in is slain, that you can then forgive all for what they did to you knowingly and unknowingly in their deceived hearts, that we can pray for them and pray for their forgiveness and know that when their forgiveness has been full, the Father will say, He he's had enough. And then that willing vessel, full of darkness, will be given his cup to drink. Let it be filled with living water and forgiveness. Let his measure be not found in its fullness, that there would still be time for all upon the earth to repent of their desires of this world. Throw away this radio frequency of darkness, the prince of the air's rulership of the earth. Cast it into the fire and walk away from Mystery Babylon. Just do it for the next 6 days. Fast from frequency. The unseen world that controls your very mind. Drink the living water. Rock and roll. Be groovy in the garden making honey each day. Flee from Mystery Babylon and the things that a carnal man desires, and rush towards everlasting moments of righteousness and truth, and pursue godliness, faith, the word of love and truth, perseverance, and gentleness upon the hearts of the little children. For we wrestle not against the flesh and blood of the earth. No. It's against the spirit of a man. Some are filled with principalities of darkness, mighty wicked rulers of the earth, in the unseen realm that your carnal mind cannot even comprehend. Cross over into the promised land, that land of the giants upon the earth, and slay them with truth and honor in your heart, never drawing natural blood, like David upon the earth, seeing what the Father required to be done to bring forth the blessing upon the earth. A shadow picture of great sorrow and great joy. For the temple structure, yea, its foundation stone is unhewn. It's only by the unseen shamir upon the rock the builders rejected. Yea, that the high places can be brought low and the valleys raised up. Yea, that each part, yea, of mighty Jehovah's everlasting glory upon the earth, the radiance of the sun's blood in our hearts and minds, each of us learning and walking, taking the journey each day, getting recharged on the Sabbath day. Yea, let each of us take a pledge that we will receive the word on the Sabbath day. Yea, and if it's possible, let us be with the ones we love, listening to humble bondservants reveal, yea, the mystery of heaven hidden deep inside each of us. Let the little children run, laugh, and play in the park each Sabbath day as we lay down upon the green pastures he made us to lay down upon. Yea, as we sit beside the still water, yea, knowing it's fresh, the salt upon it being removed and put in the glade waters, yea, down near Kilgore in East Texas, you know, in the heart of Dixie, yea, the burning bush of evermore. Oh, I love you guys so much. Yea, the golden eagles upon the earth, and how the mystery of heaven is revealed upon each of our hearts. You see, the kingdom of heaven comes not with observation. You can't say, here is the kingdom, and there is the kingdom. The kingdom of heaven comes without observation. For the kingdom of heaven is within. And the everlasting Father's Son he sent forth that we all would know the truth of the mystery of Torah and the words of the prophets and the apostles and all the valiant men of old, yea, the men of renown, the men who burrow themselves down below. Let us rise in these moments. Let us raise our right covenant hand forevermore. Let each man receive the glory of the everlasting Father. Yea, let the Sinai in your mindset, your mind could be burned as the cloud, the glory cloud of our Father rests upon your mind and heart and speaks to you in ways mysterious on the Sabbath day. That's where you'll find him. That's where he comes to all those who thirst for the word, and he pours it into you that you can go out upon the earth each day for 6 days and stand with the Father, having a radiance that the carnal mind could never understand, and walk radiant and magnificent upon the earth, the Son's blood in our hearts and minds, yea, and a mighty Father, yea, our right covenant hand holding his little finger, yea, as he walks with us, yea, on the right hand side, yea, the mystery of humility of the divine nature hidden deep inside. Oh, mighty friends, we need to go to glory knowledge. Yea. GloryKnowledge.com. So let's go there. And as each of us go there and we look there on the left-hand side for the parables of Yeshua, click on parables 1 through 10. And now that'll take us to the first 10 parables as laid forth in that angel upon the east shore of, yea, the paradise upon the earth. his chronological gospel, his life's work revealed in the chronology of each of the gospels. Yea, even the book of Acts. We walked with him for many years. Yea, perhaps at least 20. But we walk together in the Spirit and not as carnal men. So, in understanding the word he received, and as we walk together forever each day in that word, the everlasting Father, Son, coursing through each of our veins, continue the work we love and honor and rejoice in. And it produced the parables, which in the second rendition, and I have seen a third, an even deeper rendition that goes, yea, into the words of Moshe and the prophets. Yea. Perhaps we'll continue this journey and it'll continue to grow, but it's going to start at where everything starts. It's so fitting that this is the first parable Yahshua spoke. And we have chronologically identified 83 of these in Michael's work, Michael Rood of AroodAwakening.tv. I think he has a new place with radio and really groovy place for y'all to roll up and down the highway and get filled with all of the Michael Rood grooviness. You know, he's got a lot of cool maps and charts and things, but you know, it's the pouring in of the water. It's the hearing that builds your faith. It's not necessarily you're trying to study maps as you're going up and down the highways and byways. But it's instilling the love of the blood that flows in our hearts and minds upon our children, so that they may enter in the kingdom of heaven inside themselves. And as each of us build this temple, each of us shemirs our stone that it can be set in heaven inside, that the mind of the anointed sons of glory upon the earth, we all have the same mind, the mind of the anointed son, the ones with the hope of glory. Perhaps you've read about it or heard about it in the Bible. I sure hope so, because I'm a living testament to its truth. Yea, and if you love the truth more than your next breath, you too can take the journey of everlasting mystery and discovery. Yea, and find the glory knowledge. Become a Hanukkah warrior upon the earth, and sing to the Father of creation, the one true God upon the earth, mighty Yahovah. He is our Father, and His blood, yea, the Spirit of the Father, courses through the Son's blood that gave so much, the one He created that made us all, made every light on the first day of creation. Yea, mighty Yahovah said, let there be light, and Yahshua was created. Yea, and the brilliance of the Son and the love of the Father within the Son created all time and every spirit to ever exist in this rendition of time. Wade into the cool water. Dare not go in too far without holding the little ones close to your side, as there's many things on the bottom, things that eat the dead, yea, that nip the heels of the very ones that are upon the earth, living a life of the divine nature inside. Yea, fight the good fight of faith. Let us finish the fight. Let's go to the end, having done all and stand, and then commit to the apprentice son. Shall we? Shall we fight the good fight of faith and take hold of the eternal life to which we are called? And we made, yea, each of us, a good confession in the presence of many witnesses, yea, as we held our children in our hearts and professed the kingdom of heaven before them, and held our covenant hand over their hearts, and pledged to the Father of everlasting to fill them as the widows are filled, yea, and pour the oil into the little children, yea, when they come of age, that the kingdom of light would manifest in ways beyond imagination upon the earth. Yea, we charge you in the presence of mighty Yahovah, yea, who gives life to us all and in all things, and to the anointed Son Yahshua, who testified the good confession before Pontius Pilate, that you keep the commandment without stain or reproach until the appearing of our Almighty King upon the earth, Yehoshua, the anointed Son. Yea, I love you, ye mighty Jesus, that I found within the Word. Mighty Jesus, I still love you. And it took me 2 years, and I love Jesus so much you can't imagine how much I love him. It took me 2 years where I could say Yeshua, and I, with some resemblance of the same heart that I had for Jesus. But when I came to the realization, yea, of 1 Corinthians, mighty friends, and knowing that those that are blind and those that are suckling the breasts upon the earth, those we wave the breast before, yea, that they would receive for the milk of the word, that they could be as little children and come and be held and loved by their mother and brought up in a divine nature inside a heaven seen through the portals of their eyes, tasting in our ears circumcised the honey from their lips, innocence and pureness, yea, never being stolen away by long, yea, by I won't even say it, it makes me want to spit. don't say Jesus anymore. I say Yahshua, because that's who Moshe's assistant was. And that's the shadow picture that Mighty Yahovah sent his son, Yahshua. It's the same word if you do a word study. Why they have so much difficulty in the name above all names, writing it in pig Latin. You know, the truth is hard. It really is. It took me many years to fight through the cane field and see the red of the ocean, that it would part before me, and that all would have their way made straight to walk out of Mystery Babylon, straight out of Egypt. A mindset that limits Mighty Yahovah and the blood of the Son upon the earth, and walk straight through the Red Sea, wandering 40 more years in deceitful nature, an evil inclination, or stepping on the rock of salvation on the other side and see the crushing water upon unmerciful men. Yea, that the chariot of fire and the flaming double-edged sword of the word of everlasting would do its work in the hearts and minds of all the little children of the earth. Yea, the fathers and the sons, yea, the 91 and the 70, you know. Yea, my father 70, my great-grandfather, my great-great-great-grandfather, my grandfather from the Great War, my great-great and grandest of all grandfathers, he stands in righteousness and truth forevermore. Oh, we have come to give you peace, and that each of us may have it more abundantly, as it is freely given out on the Sabbath day. So promise me that as we study the parables together each Sabbath day in Veterans Memorial Park, whether it be at the gate of the mountain where the cloud rested and burnt the top of the mountain, yea, that eyes the whole earth, whether it be at a mountain like this or a valley raised up low or raised up on high from low, wherever your Veterans Memorial Park is, let us gather in these sacred places, yea, a solemn assembly on the Sabbath day. Raise our right covenant hand now and forever, and give glory from the truth in our hearts, heaven inside, that the mighty Father would come sit upon the mercy seat on the Sabbath day. Yea, that the right hand of the Son would be revealed in your heart and mind, and that in your humility and justice and truth, righteousness, you go forth, praying always in spirit and truth, being watchful always for the saints. Yea, that wickedness would tremble, that the Father's will would be done in heaven and upon the earth. Yea, and that the Father's perfect timing would manifest before the eyes of all the earth in his perfect time and no one else's. Hallelujah. Yea, mighty Yahshua, the anointed Son, which he will bring about at the proper time. Yea, for he does all things for his Father, and he does nothing without first the Father revealing it to him. And as a faithful Son, he brings it forth, yea, from heaven unto the earth, all good things. Evil comes from the hearts of deceived men, those blinded from the truth, or those that blind others from the truth and control their very lives. Yea, you've heard it before. Yea, you've seen the matrix. Yea, the black and the green lights that flash before your eyes, and characters and letters of truth with words of everlasting before your eyes, that if you could only understand and see the black and the green radiating in the divine, yea, the matrix, yea, all these things embellished within our minds and hearts are tools of darkness. Yea, let them always be guarded at the gate, and let all that have slithered in be used for goodness as they're swept out into the street, for they have lost their salt. Yea, let them be in the glade water and the Dead Sea forevermore. Yea, which he who bring about at the proper time, he who is the blessed and only sovereign, the King of kings and the Lord of lords, who alone possesses immortality and dwells in unapproachable light, whom no man has seen or can see. To him honor and eternal dominion. Instruct those who are rich in this present world not to be conceited or to fix their hope on the uncertainty of riches, but on God, who richly supplies us with all things to enjoy. Do good, to be rich in good works, to be generous, ready to share, storing up for themselves the treasure of a good foundation for the future, so that they may take hold of that which is everlasting life indeed. Yea, life indeed. O Timothy, guard what has been entrusted to you, brother, avoiding worldly and empty chatter and the opposing arguments of what is falsely called knowledge. Yea, the mystery tradition. Remember, those who do not come in through the door, yea, they are robbers, thieves, and murderers, lusting for blood. They come in some other way. But if they find the door and walk in humility and forgiveness, they can find rest each Sabbath day and sleep peacefully at night until the next Sabbath day and be recharged. Or they can be turned over to the brothers who do the works of darkness upon the earth. Those that lust for blood, let them lust for the blood of those who are unworthy or unwilling. Through their unwillingness, they love the lie more than the truth. They have received the great apostasy upon the earth. They love their lie more than the truth. Ye see that the light that is within you, brother, does not come from darkness. Yea, O Timothy, be wary of some who have professed knowledge. Yea, even the glory knowledge some will profess. Yea, be wary and wary of them. Yea, which some have professed and thus gone astray from the faith. Oh, mighty Timothy, receive the grace given each of us for the everlasting word to manifest in heaven inside your heart. Yea, that it would pierce a Russell's heart this very moment. Yea, like a Choctaw Indian, right hand calling out and nevermore. Yea, a Pappas. Yea, a hoot owl no more. Let us fly like an eagle and not as an owl. Let us stand for righteousness and truth. Let each of us be fed by the ravens upon the earth, that the word would be made true in our secret place. Yea, that each Sabbath day all the little children of the earth would go and play at the park, the Veterans Park in their towns and cities, and hear the word, yea, honey from the rock, that their children, yea, even their little go-go girl along their side would dance and sing to things of long ago, that they could tell stories about the ways of everlasting to their children, that their children and their children's children could talk about these moments, yea, some even writing of them. Almighty Father, before we roll up into the treasures that you have indwelled within the tabernacles of our minds, give us, yea, give us a mighty number that we can rain down rewards for you, inspire all the little children to dance and sing, or to just feel the gentle breeze across the tabernacle of their mind on the Sabbath day as they do as they were created to do, to lie down in green pastures. Yea, Mighty Father, indwell all of us with a spirit of joy for your word, to see the truth hidden long ago, that we can dance for you and your glory upon the earth. And these songs from the 60s, yea, all the rock and roll of long ago. Oh, yeah, if we could just put time in a bottle.
If I could save time in a bottle, the first thing that I'd like to do is to save every day till eternity passes away, just to spend them with you. If I could make days last forever, if words could make wishes come true, I'd save every day like a treasure, and then again I would spend them with you. But there never seems to be enough time to do the things you want to do once you find them.
Oh, let us have more time, mighty Father.
I've looked around enough to know you're the one I want to go through time with.
Oh, put the blood of the everlasting glory in each of our hearts, Father.
If I had a box just for wishes and dreams that had never come true, the box would be empty except for the memory of how they were answered by you. But there never seems to be enough time to do the things we want to do.
Oh, Father, give us more time. More time.
Looked around enough to know you're the one I want to go through time.
Oh, let the fathers and the mothers pour the living oil into the little children this day. Let the little children's hearts run, laugh, and play. Oh, mighty Father, thank you for your mysterious way. Yea, let us go now with tears in our hearts and minds, and upon our cheeks, and upon, yea, the everlasting ones for all time. The apprentice sons. This is chronological event number 50 for all those who have a chronological Bible. Yea, I have had great joy. I have many of them. I have an educator's version, which is back in the bayou. And the one that I keep with me always is on an iPad alongside my side. Yeah, so that all the earth can hear and see. Yeah, the glory of the eye upon the mountain, where the cloud is by day and fire by night. So on the chronological gospel page number 88, oh, I think that's so appropriate for all those who are tap dancing in the shallow water, thinking about crossing over the Jordan, yeah, going and slaying a giant, yeah, not being foolish and rushing forth in ignorance, but only when the mighty one of Israel says in your heart and mind, and all the body, the anointed sons upon the earth? No, for they live in righteousness and truth in the word of everlasting. Now, with the Father, just one day, yea, in a mystery revealed for you all. So you can go to, what is it called, iTunes, or one of those other places that receive everyone's offerings, and get a copy. I highly recommend getting a digital copy, so you can always have it with you. And so when you're on lunch break or wherever you are and you hear the Father speak, then you can go right to the Word and let that treasured angel upon the east side of the promised land, a messenger of righteousness and truth, a marine rising, like the sons of Iwo Jima, forgiveness in all the hearts, that they can cross over and live forever with the Father, only first by loving the truth more than the next breath, and then the truth will have them forgive all of all things, that they can be forgiven of all that they have done, and be a new creation upon the earth, realizing the blood within them is now like the blood of Yahshua, the one who gave all, and the Father brought forth life everlasting before the eyes of blind men. Send him back, and he walked 40 days and 40 nights upon the earth. A spirit and a man bonded together. Yea, Moshe and all the mighty men of valor held until that time, for they had never received the promise. And then Yahshua came and went down and received and collected all those waiting and brought them back upon the earth to walk upon it, that the world would marvel that the spirit of a man could have him walk upon the earth everlasting. That you could marvel at the coming glory. This is what has occurred. This is what will occur in the Father's perfect time. So as Yahshua teaches in the temple at the feast of Shavuot, which is in that year the 7th day of the 3rd month in the year 4027, June 1st of the year of 27 of the Common Era. 27 is the address of the Ramsar Canyon Nature Preserve. The place where the eagle, the golden eagle, can be seen flying on wing there. They nest in the mountain there. Oh, Father, anoint our eyes and hearts that we can see the eagle soar in the tabernacles of our mind, and we can feel the coolness of the mountain breeze, and we can hear the cry of the golden eagle as he soars over us all. Oh, the word from Parable 1 comes from an unusual book that doesn't have very many parables, as those who fight the carnal mind cross over back and forth into heaven and back upon the earth. Those that have a key but sometimes can't find the door, who have lost the lock in the darkness, some who have kicked down the door and enter in and out as they please with no door at all, with darkness flowing freely. So let's look at the picture. It's a golden dawn, so it appears, and the glistening across the water is very golden in color. The sea and a man with a net before it. His work is being reflected in the radiance of the sun. And as he pulls the net in, as he stands in the ankle-deep water, this is the work of the apprentice son. The picture, the shadow picture set forth in the tabernacle of our mind. So it comes from John chapter 5. Let's turn there. And if you haven't got your chronological Bible yet, it's okay. You can just listen and have your faith built. And when your faith has been built enough, your burning will begin to have all the tools of the righteous men upon the earth. And I'm telling you, the chronological Gospels is one of the mighty double-edged swords in your hand. I'm going to show you this sword and the handle and how to wield it upon the earth as we go through each parable on the Sabbath day together in the park, listening, watching our children run, laugh, and play, listening to the words of everlasting glory, honey from the rock, drawing glory knowledge and giving it freely that you may recharge on the Sabbath day through the mercy and the grace given me, yea, each of us, the grace given each of us, that each of us can go and freely give to those who have the seed and haven't thirst to be grafted in, turning away of Mystery Babylon and the tree of good and evil. Now, because Yahshua healed the lame man on the Sabbath, and ordered him to break their invented law of the Eruv, the Prushim persecuted Yahshua and sought to slay him. You understand that? You know, this is one of the big misconceptions Christian people have about, the law. See, there's two kinds of law. There's a written law, the Torah, the one the righteous men of the earth that I stand with. We abide in these words, in the words of the prophets of old and the apostles of old. Yea. But there was a spoken Torah. There was a written word and a spoken word. And this passed on spoken words were when our brothers, the keepers of the oracles of Mashiach, turned away from the law and the Father and didn't honor the land upon the earth. They were sent in exile for all the years that they did not honor the earth and its produce and its love and everything the earth gives us to sustain us. They didn't honor that in the name of the everlasting Father, Mashiach. So while they were imprisoned in their defilement, they wrote all these spoken words down so they wouldn't forget any of them, because they imprisoned the minds of the people so well. And, to a certain degree, it's been several days now they've been doing this, a couple of 1,000 years. And for the most part, the Jews have struggled to stay alive, and they've got a great nation, and one day, and all the prophecy of the Word has been made manifest before all the eyes of the blind. Even in its glistening maturity, they'll never see it. They'll be swept away with the lies inherited from the fathers, never having a love of the truth. I pray that you instill the love of the truth and heaven deep inside each of your children, because one learns most while teaching others. What better way to understand how to become as little children than to teach the little children? Yea, and as you indwell their little hearts with their little innocent hearts with the truth, and never lie to them or fill them with lustful desires of the earth, never deceiving their little hearts, and they will speak mysteries to you from the truth of the Spirit that is within them, and they will teach you how to be like them, little children. But you have to pray to the everlasting Father for the mercy and the grace to live the life of the word of truth and teach the little children only truth, revealing the kingdom of heaven inside. So these men that wrote all these things down, they sought to slay the everlasting glory that came to reveal the thing they worshiped the most, the dead letter of the word. Yea. But Yahshua answered them. Oh, and their blood boiled, mighty friends, when he told them this. My Father works on the Sabbath, and so do I. Therefore the religious leaders sought even more earnestly to kill him, because he not only had broken their Sabbath rules, but he said that Yahovah was his father, making himself equal with Yahovah. Yea, their carnal minds deceiving them, even until this very day, denying the power of the kingdom of heaven inside, or understanding it with such a skillful nature that they craft a way for the world to go, that they can be kings and lustful priests upon the earth. Yea, doing unmentionable unrighteousness. Let us continue. John 5:19 and 20. Then Yahshua answered them, Truth I say to you, the Son can do nothing by himself. He does what he sees the Father do. Whatever the Father does, the Son does likewise. The Father loves the Son and shows him everything he wants done. He will show him greater things. Yea, he will show him greater. Yea, he will show him even greater works than these, so that you may marvel. Yea, Almighty Yeshua, he's just getting tuned up. The glory of God just rested upon him, and now he's coming out with both swords. Yea, listen to what he has to say. Get the children, y'all listen to this. Oh, Father, let the little children have their ears circumcised and the little hearts circumcised, that they can see the love of their mother upon them and the love of their Father, the unseen love of the Father radiating from their hearts and minds. Just as the Father raised the dead and quickened them, even so the Son quickens all whom he will. The Father judges no man, but has committed all judgment to the Son. This is why all men should honor the Son, even as they honor the Father. He that refuses to honor the Son dishonors the Father who sent him. Truth, I say to you, he that hears my word and believes on him that sent me has everlasting life. He shall not come into condemnation, but has passed from death to life. Truth, I say to you, the hour is coming, and now is, when the dead shall hear the voice of the Son of Yahovah, and they shall live. Just as the Father has life in himself, so he has given the Son the power of life, and he has also given him soul, yea, to rock and roll. Forgive me, Father. Yea, I love your divine nature. Yea, your mystery revealed in the music. Yea, that the darkness sent forth for destruction, that you have created for the goodness and glory of all who believe. Just as the Father has life in himself, so he has given the Son the power of life, and has also given him sole authority to execute judgment, because he is also the Son of Man. Then Yahshua said, I recognize that this reality is far beyond your capacity to grasp. But the hour is coming in which all those who are in the graves shall hear my voice, and shall come forth, those who have done good to the resurrection of life, and those who have done evil to the resurrection of damnation. Of myself I can do nothing. As I hear, I judge. My judgment is just, because I do not seek my own will, but the will of mighty Yahovah who has sent me. Yea, then Yahshua spoke these words of wisdom upon our hearts. If I bear witness against, yea, if I bear witness of myself is not sufficient. However, there was another that bore witness of me, and I know that his witness of me, and I know that his witness of me is true. He sent emissaries to Yochanan, and he bore a true witness of me, And even though I did not receive my witness from man, I am telling you these things so that you might be fully informed. Yohanan was a burning and shining light, and you were willing to rejoice in his light for a season. But I have even a greater witness than that of Yohanan, yea, John the Baptist, yea, John the Immerser, yea, like Dr. John. He was in the right place, yea, but he wanted a different time. The works that I do bear witness that the Father has sent me. The Father who sent me has already borne witness of me, but you have never heard his voice, nor have you seen his image. The one he has sent, you refuse to believe. Why? Because his word does not live in you? Search the scriptures. In them you think you have eternal life, but it is they which testify of mighty Yahshua. But you will not come to Yahshua so that you might have everlasting moments again and again in your life. You dishonor Yahshua. But I know you, and you do not have the love of the Father in you. Yea, I have come in my Father's name, and you reject me. Yet another will come in his own name, and you will receive him. How can you possibly believe? You honor each other, but you are oblivious to true honor that comes from Yahovah alone. Do not think that I need to accurse you before the Father. Your accuser is the one in whom you trust, Moses. If you had believed Moses, you would now believe me, because he wrote of me. But because you do not believe his writings, you cannot believe my words. Yea. John 5:27-1. The Most High is not a man that he should lie, or the Son of Man that he should change his mind. Numbers 23:19. The mystery of 2:13 in the hearts and minds of the divine. He cannot be tempted with sin, nor does he tempt any man. Yeah, did you hear that? The raven roaring outside my door. When we together forever establish the Glory Knowledge Foundation and bring forth the Glory Studio and the Chariot of Fire upon the earth, the raven will be roar. We'll have a raven cam set up, and we'll feed him the things he likes that he would bring us, the things the Father has brought him and created him to feed, ye, all the Elijah spirits upon the earth, all the willing vessels who hear the Father and fear him, ye, all those that have the revelation that all they've done their whole lives, even while denying him, all the works of their hands were blessed, because they have the seed of promise within them. And their downtrodden nature, the evil upon the earth, knows who you are and has downtrodden you, that you would never find or love the truth. You would love the lies inherited from our fathers, as we have all inherited. A world cunningly crafted to deceive us, to test us with each breath and step we take upon the earth, that the accuser, yea, could do his work upon the earth. Yahshua was in all points tempted, just as we are, yea, just as the roaring of the raven outside. Yet he remained without sin. Hebrews 4:15. For all who have eyes that see the mystery of heaven inside. All mankind will be judged by a peer. Yea, the raven roars again from on high. I'm going to pause for a moment where I can look upon the raven as he calls to us all. There he is, mighty friends, sitting there, magnificent. Let me see if I can take a picture. Most of the time he won't let me take a picture, but maybe it's a Sabbath day. Maybe he'll let me take one. He's still there. It may happen. Yay. Thank you, mighty Father. Mighty friends, we actually got a picture of the raven that's sitting outside the door as I'm reading this live to you now. You heard him call. Yea. Should I open the door that he can hear the word of everlasting and go and feed? Yea. Do his work upon the earth. Radiant and magnificent creature. Wow. Yea, the mystery of Elijah Ministries. I don't understand these things. Friends, I don't know what I do. I only do what the Father asks me to do. And as I do it, he reveals to both of us his mystery before my eyes. Yeah, and before yours. Did you hear the mystery of heaven? Yea, the mystery of heaven. Yea. If you don't think that this mountain that I'm sitting by, yea, there he goes, does not have the cloud, the glory cloud upon it this day. You see all the clouds I'm in the desert, y'all. where the sky is always blue. But it is full of all sorts of things this day. All right. We got one last picture, tried to, as he flew away and roared like a lion. All right. Well, mighty ones of Israel, the spiritual tribes, take an oath to always come at 3. Yea, a little piece of Hebrew pie in your mind as you walk with the hope of glory, an everlasting mind, arriving at whatever your time zone is and wherever part of the world you are, wherever Mighty Yahovah puts upon your heart to establish his name. Yea, that you would go forth in that place with your family, maybe with a little bird seed in your hand, so that you could throw it out and the birds would eat the seed upon the ground and not the seed put upon your heart. That as you begin to understand the mystery of heaven, and for most it takes about 3 years in order to unlock the door and go in and out of the temple, yea, and do the Father's work the way you were intended to. But I've come, yea, all of us have come, in righteousness and truth of the Father's word within us, to make the way straight and to restore all things to the way the Father intended them to be in these moments, that all the earth could rejoice in its Father's perfect time. Now, what can we do? Let's do this. There is a pistol upon the earth. Bring forth their unrighteous fruit in their season. May they all be cast down.
In a church where a wedding has been. Lives in a dream, waits at the window, wearing the face that she keeps in a jar by the door. Who is it for? All the lonely people. Where do they all come from? All the lonely people. Where do they all belong? Father Mackenzie, writing the words of a sermon that no one will hear. No one comes near
of the Father upon your mind and upon your heart, doing goodness and mercy all the days of your life, never lying to your children, never teaching your children how to deceive others. A generation that will live forever in righteousness and truth, that their great and grandfathers would delight in the work, yea, and the sons of everlasting would receive and be fed in the mysterious way of heaven upon the earth, that the glory of the sun can be seen upon the dry bones of the earth, that they could rise up, ye sons of love together, forever, mercy, humility, justice, truth, honor, conviction of our Father, not some mechanical mind, not some implanted thing that can deceive you with the prince of the air. He seeks to deceive the whole earth even greater measure than he has in this moment deceived us all. Let no man deceive you. Test their spirit. Look for the fruit of their hands. And walk and abide, magnificent and radiant in the garden, yea, the green pastures of the park, the still water, yea, the sandy beach, by the everlasting seashore. Until next Shabbat, yea, I hope to drive through, that you may see the yellow submarine as it passes by, silent and deep, rejoicing inside of heaven as the little children run, laugh, and play, and from the delight of the great and grand fathers upon the earth. Yea, until I see you all again, may you dive deep in truth and honor each Sabbath day with Captain T.C. Yea, that you too can find the way like a big walrus or a seal in the hatch. Yea, diving with the little children within. All the kingdoms of the earth will bow before mighty Yahovah's Son, Yahshua. And all the evil upon the earth will bow and kiss the feet of the righteous men of the earth as they cross over from darkness into everlasting light, that their dark craft would never have to search for light again, because the new Jerusalem is indwelling within them. The sun everlasting is their light. Oh, love the little children. Hug them and tell them how much I love them. Make them lovers of the truth and fill them up with the oil